I want to talk about the Warriors last night, the Celtics last night. Weird game, but they're all kind of weird, right? And again, the final score, not really indicative of the game. The Celtics were awful in the first quarter, 16 points, and some of those were gifts. Could not make a shot, missed their first 11 threes, then got hot in the second quarter. Third quarter, usually dominated by the Warriors, was instead dominated by the Celtics, but a couple of key threes by Klay Thompson and then a bank three at the buzzer from Jordan Poole made it look a lot better than it actually was for the Warriors. But late in the game, of course, it was Andrew Wiggins that came through. Now, for all the Wiggins slander, okay, all the Wiggins slander, and look, I'll fully admit, I have made mistakes in my thoughts on NBA teams, NFL teams, positional use of guys. But, for people who said nobody liked the Andrew Wiggins acquisition, this was 2 years ago in February. I went on the herd with Colin Cowherd the day after Andrew Wiggins was traded to the Warriors. Colin asked me if I'd like to trade. Here was my response.
Yes. But I don't think it's just environment, okay? Remember, he had a reputation that preceded him when he grew up in Canada, played at Kansas, as being a guy who he just played not an alpha.
That's right.
Not a killer.
Right.
And then that kind of got reestablished. And then remember, now they add Karl Towns. They had Jimmy Butler. That didn't work.
Right.
He's been through multiple head coaches, different front offices during his tenure, which is not a long tenure in Minnesota. I think it has to do with environment. Fit is a big thing. And expectations. It's the idea of they don't need an alpha. They don't need a beta. I mean, look, the leadership and toughness the toughness is Draymond. The go-to guy is Steph.
The defender.
The defender and defensive leader, as well as best shot maker, shooter, in the league is Klay Thompson. He can just play and not carry the burden of being a franchise player. And that fits who he is.
It's something I learned when I was playing in college, is that not everybody's a leader, and that's okay. Not everybody is at their best when they're the go-to guy. Some guys are only at their best when they're the go-to guy. Right? Some guys are at their best when I'm the last possible option. Andrew Wiggins last night said this with Lisa Salters after the game.
Go to Lisa.
Thank you, Mike. Andrew, just what felt good to you tonight?
Just attacking the rim. I feel like I got one going early, and I got on that mindset to stay aggressive and to stay attacking.
What message did you want to send with that dunk late in the fourth quarter?
We're here. We're here, and we're hungry. We want this. The team that wants it the most is going to get it, and we want it.
Back-to-back double-doubles for you for just the second time in your career. Can you describe the flow that you seem to be in right now on both sides of the ball?
Man, I'm just trying to do every little thing to win. That's it. Whether I got to score, rebound, defend, anything I'm asked to do on the court to help win, I'm going to do.
Thursday will be the first finals closeout game of your career. Your chance to become a champion. Have you allowed yourself to think about that? What are you looking forward to the most?
I'm excited. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. Something I worked hard for, this whole team worked hard for. So I'm excited. I can't wait.
Congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Mike.
All right, Lisa.
Here's Draymond on what Andrew Wiggins gives this team.
He competes, he defends, and he was telling us Jimmy loved him. And we all know how Jimmy Butler is. If you got any softness to you, Jimmy don't like you. That's just how Jimmy is cutting. And he's continued to show that. He's continued to get better. He's taken on every challenge that we've thrown in front of him, and it's huge. And we need him to do that for one more win.
Here's Steph Curry on everyone else playing better when he couldn't buy a bucket.
The fact that, everybody stepped up, Wiggs, JP, Klay hit some big shots. Draymond found his life and his spirit and the way he impacts the game. We could withstand going 9 for 40 as a team and me 0 for 9 and still come away with the win. So obviously, track record says, we'll shoot the ball better next game. And looking forward to that bounce back.
Yeah, Steph, it almost is like he felt like they didn't win, even though they won. But here's the important part. Okay, this is a really important part. We go back historically and we rank guys, and it's dumb. It's dumb. I don't know how you rank, Steph Curry versus Akeem Olajuwon. They're completely different players, different era, different position, different types of impact. I don't know. But the takeaway is really simple, is that for the most part, your second, third, fourth, fifth guys are each going to have to, on some level, play above their normal level or perform above their normal level, because any team that once you get into a series, you try and take away what the best player does best. If you go back to a lot of those LeBron James NBA finals, LeBron James' scoring numbers, even in the playoffs, were exorbitant. Right? They were just huge scoring numbers. Why is that? Because most people believed that the best thing LeBron does is create for others. Right? And by making him score the first half and early in the second half, you tire him out for the fourth quarter. That was the genuine thinking. And you look at his numbers usually spiked in terms of scoring in the playoffs as opposed to assists, which were down, not because he didn't want to pass, but because that's what the defense determined. But the other part to it is you're just not going to win it by yourself. No one's ever won a title just, hey, give me the ball, get out of the way, I'm going to win it. Steve Kerr has designed an offense and a defensive scheme that, of course, best suits Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, but also gives others opportunities to thrive playing off of all that they're doing. And that's what Andrew Wiggins does. It really is a team sport, and you're seeing that team sport play out. When Draymond was a mess, the team was a mess. As he's played a little bit better, the team's played a little bit better. Klay Thompson wasn't great last night, but he had two big third-quarter threes when they were falling out of the game that saved him. Steph Curry, he took some contested shots. He had 2 threes in a row blocked. He was a mess, but a lot of it was how they were guarding him, face guarding him, trapping him, making somebody else beat him. Even with all that, Steph made a couple huge stops defensively, a couple big assists, made a floater, made another pull-up, and did just enough to help his team. That's what the sport is about. The sport is about what we're seeing play out, right? I mean, look, this is everyone talks about Andre Iguodala winning the MVP, going back 5 years ago or 6 years ago. And the reason he had 30 in the final game, Game 6, was that was the idea. Make somebody else, make the 5th best offensive player beat us. And that's what Andre Iguodala does. That's on some level what the Celtics wanted last night. Make Wiggins beat you, hopefully with jump shots. Instead, he got drives and easy finishes, but make Wiggins and make Draymond beat us. And you know what? They did.